हरे कृष्णा। जय श्री श्री गौरीताई भगवान की जय। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जनवल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन, यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन, यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन, यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन, यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन, यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन, यमुनातीरावनचारि, 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 जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. तो प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। नमो विश्वात्मनः शुभ्रजयचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत His Divine Grace Abhay Chanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya, beauty founder Acharya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Puri Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्यामकुंड राधाकुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। उपस्थित समेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All grace assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All grace assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All grace assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All grace, Shri Guru and Gauranga. All grace, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
So let me just share my screen. Okay. Right. Is the verse appearing on the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So today we're reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, The Creative Impetus, Chapter number 3, Rishabhdev's appearance in the womb of Menudevi, the wife of King Navi. And we are going to read verse number 9. Now, verse number 9 is a prose verse, so we are just going to straight going into the synonyms. That,
That,
yatha,
Yatha,
as,
as,
Balisanam
Balishanam
of the fools,
of the fools.
Swayam
Swayam
by yourself,
by yourself.
Atmanaha
Atmanaha
own,
own.
Shreyaha
Shreyaha
welfare,
welfare.
Param
Param
ultimate,
ultimate.
Abhidusham
Avidusham
a person who do not know,
a person who do not know.
Parama Purusha,
Parama Parama Purusha,
O Lord of the Lords,
the Lord of the Lords.
Prakasha Karunaya,
Prakasha Karunaya,
by abundant causeless mercy,
by abundant causeless mercy.
Swamahimanam,
Swamahimanam,
your personal glory,
Your personal
the
glory.
personal glory.
Cha,
Cha
and
and
Apavargakyam,
Apavarga
Apavargakyam,
Akyam,
called Apavarga liberation,
called
called
Apavarga
Apavarga liberation.
liberation.
Upakalpayai Svan,
Upakalpayam,
Upakalpayasyan,
desiring to give,
desiring to give.
Swayam,
Swayam,
Swayam
personally,
personally.
Na apachitaha,
Na
na
apachitaha,
apachitaha,
not properly worshipped,
not
not
properly
properly
worshipped.
worshipped.
Eva,
Eva,
although,
although,
Eva,
Itaravat,
Itaravat,
Travat,
like an ordinary person,
like an
like an
ordinary
ordinary
person.
person.
Iha,
Iha,
here,
here.
Upalakshitaha,
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 you are present and seen by us.
you are present and seen by us.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
So I'll just quickly read the translation by myself first, and then we'll read together because it's a big translation. So I'll read first. O Lord of the Law, O Lord of Lords, we are completely ignorant of the execution of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, the process of liberation. Because we do not actually know the goal of life, you have appeared personally before us like a person soliciting worship. But actually, you are present here just so we can see you. You have come out of your abundant and causeless mercy in order to serve our purpose, our interest, and give us the benefit of your personal glory called Apavarga, liberation. You have come, although you are not properly worshipped by us due to our ignorance. So let's read together. O Lord of Lords,
O
O
Lord of
Lord of
Lords,
Lords,
we are completely ignorant
we are completely ignorant
of the execution of
of the execution of
dharma,
dharma,
artha,
artha,
kama,
kama,
and moksha,
and moksha,
the process of liberation.
the process of liberation.
Because we do not actually
Because we do not actually
know the goal of life,
know the goal of life,
you have appeared personally
you have appeared personally
before us
before us
like
a person soliciting worship.
like a person soliciting worship.
But actually,
But
But actually,
you are present here
you are present here
just so we can see you.
just so we can see you.
You have come out
You have come out
of your abundant
of your abundant
and causeless mercy
and causeless mercy
in order to serve our purpose,
in order to serve our purpose,
our interest,
our interest,
and give us the benefit of your personal glory
and give us the benefit of your personal glory
called Apavarga,
called Apavarga,
liberation.
liberation.
You have come,
You have come,
although
although
you are not properly worshipped
you are not properly worshipped
by us
by us
due to our ignorance.
due to our ignorance.
The Bhaktivedanta purport. Lord Vishnu was personally present at the sacrificial arena, but this does not mean that he had any interest in his own personal benefit. Similarly, the Archa Vigraha, the deity in the temple, is present for the same purpose. Out of his causeless mercy, the Supreme Personality of Godhead presents himself before us so that we can see him. Since we have no transcendental vision, we cannot see the spiritual Sachidananda Vigraha of the Lord. Therefore, out of his causeless mercy, he comes in a form we can see. We can only see material things like stone and wood, and therefore he accepts a form of stone and wood and thus accepts our service in the temple. This is an exhibition of the Lord's causeless mercy. Although he has no interest in such things, in order to receive our loving service, he agrees to act as he does. We cannot actually offer suitable paraphernalia for the Lord's worship because we are completely ignorant. It was out of his causeless mercy that the Lord appeared in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Navi. Om Agyana Timranasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurvitham Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragunatam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Chaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patithanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shikora Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kaviviritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Bhuvinati Jebhurita Bhuvinati Jebhurita Jana Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. So, Hare Krishna everyone. So, again, a very wonderful verse today. So we are in this pastime that we are seeing that the Lord appeared in as in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Navi, and we are seeing something very profound here, because this is something gets often asked, like specifically that when we get asked, like specifically someone when they start their spiritual life, that in so their so-called like Hinduism, that if often many people ask, even devotees, like that mean, like they ask, why does the Supreme Lord appears before us in the form of deity, right? um, well, often people ask that why are you worshipping the stone like in a rude way, just or like a statue. So God is everywhere, so why only going to the temple, you know there all this, question comes. Even within the devotee community also, like after years of devotional service, um, we can become so accustomed to see the deities that we sometimes take it for granted that actually what this is a extraordinary privilege that we have, because the Lord, um, the Lord actually here is appearing for us. Like he is giving by his own causeless mercy, he is appearing so that we can see him. So today's verse specifically, it shakes us awake. Like sometimes what happened, that familiarity brings contempt. That even if you are doing service for the Lord, but sometimes we are getting so much familiar doing that sometimes we just take it for granted. But this verse again, and this is the beauty of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that it's actually time to time shakes the devotees, saying that please wake up, don't take it for granted. We see that in this verse, through this example of this exalted devotees like Maharaj Navi here, right? He is not saying that we performed a this perfect sacrifice, and and that is because of that you have came. He's not saying that because of that you only came. No, he what he is saying, that instead he is admitting that he is kind of um, in a way helplessness. He's saying in the verse that we are completely ignorant. We are ignorant. We don't even know how to worship you properly, and still the Lord appears. Appears in front of them. So that's why it's this is actually this is the central message in today's verse, that it is not about the greatness of the devotees, but it's actually the mercy of the Lord. um, the Lord has absolutely no obligation to appear, as we read in the Shastra, that he is Atmarama. He is self-satisfied. Nothing that we possess that can increase Lord's happiness, but he still voluntarily comes. He voluntarily comes before us because our need is greater than his need. And this is why that this is that great love that he has for us, that he appears before us so that we can see him. So that's why, just to understand more and to appreciate this verse more, we see that, just little bit constant context, like what's happening, that Maharaj Navi and Queen Meru Devi, they desired for a son. They are performing this elaborate sacrifice under the guidance of this all these exalted personalities, the Brahmana. But again, the Brahmanas, they also knew this remarkable truth, that no amount of rituals, no matter how good the paraphernalias are, that can compel the Lord to appear. The Lord never, he never get purchased, as I said, never get purchased by the mantras, or by the wealth, or by the opulence, or by the scholarly, or the abilities of the person who is performing the rituals. He actually only appears by his independent will. So he is Atmaram, Atmarati, and Swarat, that is independent. So that's why when Lord Vishnu appeared, manifested in this sacrificial arena, everyone understood that this is not the result of their expertise, but their causeless mercy. Like, it is because of the causeless mercy of the Lord that he appeared there. So that's why Maharaj Navi's this prayer is actually full. It actually shows that the way a devotee um, should be acting when performing these activities. It should be when the heart should be filled with humility rather than pride. Um, the our mind shouldn't be like that we should claim success because of the sacrifice. Instead, here, Maharaj Navi, he is actually confessing that all of them are this. The word which gets used is Balishaha. So Balishaha means that spiritually ignorant, inexperienced, and ignorant. So that's why it is very important that the humility is one of the main ornament of a devotee, Vaishnava Sadachar, and it reminds us that why it is very much important that it's remind us every time when we read Shikshashtakam, the instruction from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarureva Shahishnura. Real qualification is is not thinking that I know Krishna. That is not the real qualification. That the real qualification is the realization that without Krishna, I don't know anything. I know nothing. So this is the extraordinary humility that we find in this prayer of Maharaj Navi. He said, we are ignorant. Like he is the emperor. He is surrounded by all these exalted brahmanas conducting one of the most sophisticated, you can put like sophisticated Vedic rituals. Yet he is calling that we are ignorant. Compared to in present day and age, like a person can go to like from spiritual perspective can go and listen to a couple of classes in YouTube, read couple of like books, earns a degree or memorizes few Sanskrit verse and immediately begin to think that I know. And also these days, like also we have all this AI platform that you just put, oh, this is the verse, and just make up a lecture from that, and the AI tools will come up with wonderful classes. So then by going through that and by taking that from there, someone can think, oh, I can give this wonderful class. I know everything. So that's where the first symptom of ignorance. The first symptom of ignorance is confidence without the realization. If someone become really confident with all this knowledge but don't have any realization, then that is a sign of ignorance. Whereas the first symptom of wisdom is humility. The more someone dedicatedly and sincerely try to know about Krishna, the smaller, more and more smaller one feels. That compared to Krishna, there's nothing. So this was and we see this example. This is true for Arjun. Like after hearing the entire Bhagavad Gita directly from the Lord, he fully surrendered to the Lord. You know, and we see this example with Lord Brahma, that after the Brahma Vimohan Lila, because before that Brahma was saying, oh, this 5-year old boy, like why everyone saying he is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is just a 5-year old boy just playing with other cowherd boys, eating their remnants, and he's lying on the dirt. He can't be the supreme personality of God. But then also after that, after the Brahma Viman Lila, he admitted that his intelligence could never measure Krishna. We see the same example with Lord Indra after the Govardhan Lila. You know, we see the same example with Lord Shiva after the Mohini Murti, like when the Mohini Murti bewildered him. So this is all these like exalted personalities, the topmost devotees of the Lord, but they have this realization. And for us, it was like we see this example with Srila Prabhupada, who, despite establishing hundreds of temples, translating all these books, and then the most importantly, transforming millions and millions of lives, still see the humility of Srila Prabhupada, that after every letter that he was writing to his disciples, to anywhere, the last thing that he used to write, your insignificant servant. So this shows that humility. So that's why it's very important that the real, when we try to gauge something, that okay, if I'm progressing in spiritual life, what is the thing that is increasing? Is that arrogance is increasing, or the humility is increasing? The more actually someone sincerely surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we see that the humility will automatically will increase, because that increase, that thing comes, that compared to like what Krishna is doing for us, when we try to know about Krishna, and we see all these examples, and we see that the Lord is so merciful, he is doing so much for us. Compared to that, we are doing nothing compared to nothing we are doing. So because our senses are flawed, our physical condition is broken, like everything is broken. So compare, like what condition we are in, that we can do anything for Krishna. So any chance come, we try to take that and try to give our 100% to that. And that's where the right platform gets created for someone to be in that spiritual realm, where with all other devotees they can serve, and they can make this wonderful community among, like, and friendship with all the devotees, and they can serve the Lord together. So following that, next thing is Maharaj Navi said another very important point, which is really important, that which was, we do not know the goal of life. It's at first, it sounds strange, because um, the Vedas already explain the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? But then, and he obviously has all this knowledge from all the exalted brahmanas there. Then why does he saying that he doesn't know? Because here the important thing to understand, that simply by knowing that is not saying is same, is just knowing the information is not the same as knowing the purpose. So today we have unprecedented access to information. We have access to all the information. We basically, every one of us carry a library in our pocket through our smartphones. Through that you can find all the answer, and also all the artificial intelligence platform, they can answer any question, any factual question within seconds. It doesn't even time, within second. But despite having all this information, that we have all this information compared to the previous generation, we are seeing that in this time people are more anxious, they are more lonely, more confused than ever. And why is that? Because only information without the spiritual direction simply becomes the burden. you know the true goal of life is not about this the economic development or sensual enjoyment, or not even liberation from suffering. So that dharma, artha, kama, moksha, It's just like, just getting all those things, like in terms of the economic development, sensual enjoyment. This is not the real goal. The real goal is loving devotional service to the Lord. And unless that goal is understood, every other achievement eventually becomes meaningless. So, as we have heard, like the bhukti and mukti. Bhukti means, like, the desire to enjoy, and mukti is the desire to the desire to get liberation out of the all the miseries. So bhukti and mukti, in those sense, it actually is, in a way, is just a cessation of all the pain. It's not the complete removal of the pain that we are going through. Like, that we read in Bhagavad Gita, that four kinds of people comes to the Lord. The arthi, then the jigyashu, all of them comes to the Lord, and everyone is asking for something. Oh, please take me, please get rid of this misery. Please get rid of this misery. Some, and also the other ones is the jnani. Like, they come and they said, okay, I want to know, I want to have more information. Give me more information. I want to know about that. But the thing is, and that they pray to the Lord that, okay, please take me, take me out of this misery. And the Lord, by his causeless mercy, give them that boon. Okay, yeah, your situation will get better. And when that situation get better, then someone thinks, oh, this is so nice. Like, the Lord, actually, because of Krishna, I went to the temple, I prayed to the Lord, and now my situation got better. This is such a wonderful sukriti. Someone sometimes think, like, the sukriti, that this absolutely, like, the blessing that we have from the Lord, that because of that, all my miseries are gone. But is it true that miseries are gone? But miseries will, the material world is something that miseries will come again. So this bhukti, like, first thing is, like, okay, the misery is gone, so that now I want to enjoy more. I want to. So I had so just an example, like, I had this that stomach pain, and because of that I couldn't eat properly. I went and prayed to the Lord. Lord, please cure me, and some or other I got some medicine, I took it, and now I can eat more again. I will start eating more. Or, like, what are the things that bothering us? We go and let asking for that, like, to the Lord, that please fix this. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning that, from Jiva Goswami's commentary, that the sukriti also is something that when someone comes to the Lord, there are different kinds of sukriti. One is these bhukti, like, in terms of that, to enjoy more. One is mukti, and the third one is the bhakti. The bhakti is something that, the first one is that the desire to enjoy more. The first second the bhukti, the mukti is the desire to get rid of all the miseries, liberation from it. And third one is the bhakti, which is the intense desire to serve the Lord more and more. And this third one is the topmost one. The first two, yes, will give someone that that platform to be in a position to start worshiping the Lord. But most of the time that doesn't happen, because they are there in that platform in bhukti and mukti because of some miseries. And once that misery goes, they again go back to the same practices which brings them that misery. So that actually is not the real sukriti of getting rid of that misery. The real sukriti is the intense desire to serve the Lord. We see this um, in the pastime of Gajendra Mokshana, where Lord, where Gajendra is fighting. Obviously, we know with this crocodile for 1,000 years, and it was in the water. So crocodile is more powerful. So at one point of time, Gajendra was, because from his past life, he remembered these prayers to the Lord. At one point of time, he start offering all these prayers to the Lord, and the Lord appeared. Now, when the Lord appeared in front of Gajendra, he didn't simply ask that, "Oh, please get rid of this crocodile or get rid of all this pain that I'm having." You know what the prayer came, that, "Okay, please bless me so that I can commit myself to your the service, to the devotional service." And this is the wonderful thing, that when someone desire for this bhakti, it's not that when the Lord appears through directly or through his devotees to that person, whatever the thing that was pushing them to come to that platform, they completely forgets that and just ask for the devotional service. And we see this example also with Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj, he wants to have what the he wants to enjoy more opulence, even more opulence than his great grandfather from than Brahma. So he met with Narada Muni, he got the instruction, but then when he come in front of the Lord, he completely forgot that what he was there to ask for. He just asked for that, "Okay, please give me your crossless devotional service." And that's what happened, that when when the Lord appears in front of the devotees, and the devotees sincerely is seeking the blessing and sincerely surrendering to the supreme personality of Godhead, then all other desires goes away, other than only to intense desire to serve the Lord. So that's why it's very important that this point which is mentioned in this verse, that regarding the deity worship, that the Lord is there in the form of deity. It's not required for him to come, but he is there as a form of deity, so that we can remind ourselves that the Lord is here, and we need to pray to the Lord that please engage us in your service. Because without that prayer, it's very, very easy to get diverted to that bhukti and to that path of bhukti and mukti. Because we will still come to the Lord, we will still do our our service, but the thing is, but behind that we want to enjoy something, or we are praying, "Okay, please take us out from our miseries." But that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is Jiver Sarupa Hai Krishna Nityadas. So please engage me in your service. And that's why when Kunti Maharani prays to Krishna that please give me this blessing, that I remain always in misery. It's so deep. It's so deep to understand that why Kunti Maharani is asking that, "Please keep me in misery," because only by keeping in misery, when the miseries are gone, then I'll be like, "Okay, now everything is good. I want to I want to again enjoy." Kunti Maharani said, "No, you keep me in misery so that I can always think about you." This is so wonderful, for a devotee to be in that kind of platform. Obviously, Krishna being the supreme personality of Godhead, he will always take care. Avashya Rakshive Krishna Vishwasha Palan. Krishna always take care of his devotees. So that's why Krishna's this form, like any form, through the stones, through the metal, it's there for our benefit. Srila Prabhupada explained in this verse that because we cannot see the eternal Satchidananda form of Krishna with our material eyes, Krishna mercifully this form which is like, the made of stone or metal, so that our imperfect senses can engage, so that we can engage in the devotional service. So that's why this is one of the most misunderstood principle in modern society. People say that, oh, you worship idols, but the devotees never worship the stone. We are worshipping Supreme Lord, who is kindly, by their own will, has agreed to appear through the stone. And that is the biggest difference. Sometimes, like, for example, if a very personal, powerful personality is like, say, the prime minister of the country comes to a school and meet with the children, and sometimes with the small children, he sits down on the floor, right, to be on their level, to speak with them. Does it mean that he becomes also the same as the child? No. His willingness to lower himself shows that his compassion, his love. It's not his limitation. We don't see that it's a limitation, because we can't grow up, so he is coming down. So that's why Krishna accept this form which is accessible for us, so that we can we like we so that with our senses we can at least see the Supreme Personality of God. So with that point, the next thing is a little bit difficult question, which is, now if Krishna is coming down, are we making some effort to rise a little bit towards Krishna? You know, this is the question always comes, that that we for when we are trying to do our sadhana bhakti. What, like, if the word is Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, that intense desire, that what can I do extra? Like, I'm doing this, but what can I do little bit extra for Krishna? Like, every morning, the temple doors open, and the Lord, like, the very merciful Shishi Gaurnitai very patiently waits. So yet, like, sometimes we just, like, we are busy, we just go past the temple. Like, we don't even, we come to the temple, we have something to do, and we just walk past the temple room. We don't even have time to go and have darshan. The deities, they are not ordinary. They But what happened, that our consciousness becomes ordinary. The familiarity, like, that actually, what happened, it actually takes away that appreciation. So that's why one of the biggest danger in the devotional life is not only the 10 offenses, and also not like committing grace, like, gross kind of sins, but one of the biggest problem is, like, becoming spiritually casual, or like callous. But when someone becomes casual, then what happened, the miracle, all those miracles, they becomes routine, and we take it, oh, this is something, oh, the Lord is just there, I'll take darshan later, I'll do something. No, this is not the way. So how we can check that we don't fall into this trap? And that's why our savior Srila Prabhupada explained that the devotional service actually can get sustained by gratitude. Gratitude, always, like, if we have gratitude means that never forgetting that what Krishna has done for us, what Krishna is doing for us. Our life is there, for everything in our life is because of the blessing of Krishna. Just if you want to think in a very simple way, that out of this, like, 18 billion people now, 8 billion, sorry, 8 billion people in the world, in the planet. If I just think why I was introduced to Krishna, like, why I was given this access to Srila Prabhupada's books, why I was like, got this opportunity to come to the temple and do some service, why I was given this opportunity to associate with the devotees. We may attribute these events sometimes to like say coincidence, but Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam says otherwise. Krishna personally arranges opportunities for the sincere soul. Sometimes he sends a devotee, sometimes he sends a book, sometimes he creates this situation. So and sometimes also he sends suffering, sometimes suffering, crisis, like agata sukriti. So many things are, but somehow or other to bring us to him. And most of the time what happened that we realize that the greatest blessings in our life actually came disguised as disappointments, that we at the beginning we thought it's a disappointment, but it was a greatest um, uh, blessing for us. So that's why it's very important that that sense of gratitude, because that sense of gratitude, if it is in our heart, that is something which increases that intensity more and more to serve the Lord. Because without that, without having gratitude, you try to do, and even in the material world, like couple of days back in my workplace, we were having this a session, like about the psychosocial how like psychosocial nature of the workplace and how to take care of mental health and all those things. After the 6 hour session, what came out, the last thing is this feeling of gratitude. People needs to have gratitude in their heart, because if you don't have gratitude, then you will never ever be like there is no other way that your heart will be filled with happiness. There is absolutely no way you can do something. If you don't have gratitude, then that will feel always empty, or that will always feel something that what's happened most of the time with the people, that even after achieving something, they think after a few days they think, oh, this achievement, there is someone who has a bigger achievement, so I'm not happy with this anymore. Actually, I'm frustrated with this, I want to go and get this next one. But for a devotee, even there is some achievement is there, they say, oh, this is a mercy of the Lord. It's just this mercy, like this gratitude towards Krishna. So what can I do more for Krishna? It not no. What can I do more for to go and get something material? No. What can I go like now? What can I go and do for? Where can I go and do more things for Krishna? This is the gratitude. Another profound point, which is also mentioned in this verse, is the word apavarga. Which is liberation. People often thinks liberation, again, like we discussed, it's a liberation from the suffering, right? But it's from the context of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it's actually something deeper. Real liberation does not only mean that it's actually escaping from material misery. It's actually the liberation is the liberation is to get ourselves out from the material entanglement, which actually has made us forget the loving relationship with Krishna. If you see an example that a prisoner may get released from the jail, but when he comes out of the jail, and if there is nowhere to go, because he probably never had any family, or he was an orphan and things, that's why he went into the crimes and things like that. Once he coming out of the jail, and there is no one there who is there to lovingly take him back home, will he be truly happy? He might say, oh, let me go and quickly do some crime, and again I will go back to the jail because that is my home. So that's why liberation without loving service also remains incomplete. So that's why you see, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed not only for liberation, but also unmotivated devotional service birth after birth. Manama janmane janmaneshwari bhagavat bhaktir ahituki tai. So after birth, I only want your causeless devotional service. Because without having that cause, you can get liberation from all these material miseries. But if you don't have the devotional service to do to fill up that gap, then what's the point? So this is the perfection of Apavagala. So as we now coming towards the end, let's just see, like, the final point, one of the final point that that we should consider, that just to meditate that every day, Krishna, every day the temple, Krishna is in the temple. Here in Brisbane, Shishi Gornitai, he's in the temple. They are waiting. They wait in the temple that for someone to offer them a flower. They wait that someone can come and do kirtan, a nice kirtan. They wait that someone pick up Srila Prabhupada's books and read some verses. They also await in the heart of all of us. And through that, they also accompany us through all our success and failures. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he doesn't need to do all these things. He has so many things, like, he has millions and billions of liberated souls in Vaikunthas for worshipping. They are just waiting there, like, when the Lord will come back and we'll worship him. But he still make that endeavor to come down to us, for us. And because we made this call, we made this decision to come here and go through all these miseries, so he is also coming down here so that he can take us back. So he is patiently waiting for us, despite our all this distraction, all this all the excuses, all this forgetfulness, everything that we have. Still he is waiting for us. So at the day's end, if it doesn't fill our heart with, if this thing doesn't fill our heart with gratitude, then I don't know, like, how other things can work, because he completely have no obligation to do this, but he is still doing it for us. So that's why today's verse is not about specifically Maharaj Navi's sacrifice. It's actually to understand about Krishna, the love of Krishna. The Lord, he does not descend just because that we are qualified. He descends because we are unqualified. He does not wait for the time when we will become perfect in our sadhana. He comes in various ways, precisely when we need this help from him. So we know we cannot perfect ourselves without him. The only qualification, if we can put it like that, the only qualifications that we have is to acknowledge that we are fully dependent on Krishna. That is the only qualification that we can acknowledge, that our dependence on Krishna, and the mercy, that whatever mercy comes, we gratefully accept that. So that's why, just to summarize, that we didn't become devotees because we came in this path to search for Krishna. We are in this path to become a devotee because Krishna came looking for us. If you see all those, everyone, like, why we are sitting today, where we are sitting today and going to this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam session, and if we go back and see that what actually brings us here, it's because there are things that Krishna made happen because he came searching for us. So that's why it's very important that we should never take this, like, his causeless mercy for granted. For, like, and that can be for anything, for the deities, for Harina, for the Harinam, for service, like, associating with devotees, like preaching, distributing books, nothing for our spiritual master, nothing should be taken for granted, because these are all the avenues through which Krishna's mercy is coming to us. And that is actually is the gratitude. And this, once that gratitude, we feel that gratitude, that is the beginning of our bhakti life. And once that starts, then we will see that the wonderful, how wonderful Krishna's presence is in our life. And most importantly, how wonderful the way that then we can contribute to all others' lives also, by bringing Krishna to their life, by becoming the medium. Again, we are not the one who are bringing Krishna to someone. We just become the medium to take Krishna to someone else's life. So with that point, I would like to end here. Just 1 minute over 8:30. Thank you all for joining today. If anyone wants to add any points or comments before we finish, please go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there is no comment, we finish it here. Vancha kalpataruvasya kripasindhaveva patithanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Namaskar Srila Das Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
His grace, Somendra Prabhu ki jai.